coming out initially was it was a sort of terrible Tennessee Williams confession scene that happened after watching The Night of the Iguana on TV. Initially, I'd had terrible problems with the idea of being gay. I it seemed like a terrible curse, and how could I possibly be one of those people? Because I knew all about those people, but I also fancied men rotten from a very early age, and eventually I had a sort of minor attempt at suicide when I was about 19, and was sent to see a consultant psychologist by the university psych, and he was the first person that I actually said in, and it was sort of baronial Scottish, I think the technical term is loony bin, with wind howling and Mrs. Rochester howling, and I eventually said, the words "I'm homosexual" crossed my lips for the first time, and I burst into tears and said to him, you won't tell anybody else. And then I go back to the university psychiatrist the next week, and he said, "Oh, Dr. Davidson tells me you've been experiencing certain homosexual tendencies. Do you not find women at all attractive? Do you not like their swan-like necks, or to run your fingers through their beautiful dresses?" And so I was glad I went in, because he obviously had something to get off his chest. And he said, his advice was, and this was 1969, his advice was, "Why don't you get married and think about it later?" And I quote, "Oscar Wilde was a happily married man with 3 kids, you know." I mean, it doesn't bear thinking about. Fortunately, I didn't take his advice. I didn't screw up somebody else's life. Icebreakers was a self-help line that came out of the Gay Liberation Front's counter-psychiatry group. And as you can imagine, I was very counter-psychiatry. I didn't actually know that when I joined, but I was always proud of the fact that I was part of this.